Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State from the state of Georgia, is calling out Senator Lindsey Graham because, according to what he said in a recent interview, Graham wanted him to throw out perfectly legal ballots in the state of Georgia. So Graham apparently questioned Raffensperger about the state's signature matching law and whether political bias could have prompted poll workers to accept ballots with non-matching signatures. Graham also asked whether the Secretary of State had the power to toss all mail ballots in counties found to have higher rates of non-matching signatures, Raffensperger said. Now, he also said that he was stunned that Graham appeared to suggest that he find a way to toss legally cast ballots. Absent court intervention, Raffensperger doesn't have the power to do what Graham suggested. And by the way, what Graham suggested is not only unethical, it's possibly illegal as well, as counties administer elections in the state of Georgia. Now, I'm gonna give you Graham's response in just a minute, but Cenk, why don't you jump in?
Yeah, I hate to give any credit to Jennifer Rubin, who hates progressives so much at the Washington Post, but she's the only one, to be fair to her, because that's what we do, we're fair and honest. She's the only one who I saw wrote an opinion piece explaining the different laws that Lindsey Graham might have broken. And there's at least one federal and two Georgia laws that he might have broken, including interfering with voting rights, and some of them are felonies. Some of them are at least a year in prison. So now, will Lindsey Graham be held accountable? Of course not. I would ask for the bare minimum, at least, which is Chuck Schumer should ask for a Senate ethics investigation. Did our fellow senator here break the law, and should there be consequences for that? And remember, the person saying he broke the law and saying he was trying to cheat and do voter fraud is a fellow Republican, the Republican Secretary of State of Georgia. So if he was a Democrat, tarred and feathered, and he'd be halfway to prison by now, right? And he would have already resigned because he didn't want to be a distraction to the party, and all of that. But he's a Republican, and the Democrats are the weakest party in American history. And by the way, you're gonna get excellent example of that in a minute in this story. But I wanna let Anna finish the rest of the details, and then we'll talk to you about how tough the Democrats are being to Lindsey Graham.
So a little bit more about Raffensperger, because remember, he is being targeted by Donald Trump because Donald Trump doesn't like the results of the election. Georgia did flip from red to blue and voted for Biden in this election. They're doing a hand count because Biden did win by a slight margin, 14,000 votes. And so what I like about him, though, is that he's not allowing the Kelly Loefflers or the David Perdues of the world come at him. He's not letting Trump come at him, and he's not letting Lindsey Graham come at him either. And so he went on this media tour to call them out, and here's a little taste of that.
Well, he asked if the ballots could be matched back to the voters, and then I got the sense it implied that then you could throw those out. And he really would look at the counties with the highest frequent error of signatures. So that's the impression that I got.
You say Senator Graham wanted you to find ways to get rid of legally cast ballots.
Well, it's just an implication that look hard and see how many ballots you could throw out. During our discussion, he asked if ballots could be matched back to the envelope. The absentee ballots could be matched back to the envelope. I explained our process after it went through two sets of signature match. At that point, they were separated. But then Senator Graham applied for us to audit the envelopes and then throw out the ballots for counties who had the highest frequency error of signatures.
So again, he's repeating the fact that Lindsey Graham wanted him to throw out perfectly fine ballots that were legally cast. And in response to these allegations, Lindsey Graham said this: "Oh my, that's ridiculous. What I'm trying to find out was, how do you verify signatures for mail-in ballots in these states? I thought it was a good conversation. I'm surprised to hear him characterize it that way."
Oh, yeah.
Now, Lindsey Graham is the worst kind of politician. He doesn't stand for anyone or anything. All Lindsey Graham thinks about is himself and which boots he can lick in order to further his own political career. And nothing makes that clearer than a video that surfaced today featuring Lindsey Graham, who's totally enabling Donald Trump's lies about election fraud, giving Kamala Harris a little little fist bump, little congratulations, good job. Now, Kamala Harris probably shouldn't have her fist ready for that bump. I don't really understand her reasoning behind that. So in this situation, they both kind of suck. Like, how are you gonna be friendly to a guy who's enabling your political opponent's ridiculous conspiracy theories about this election and how you guys allegedly stole it? Like, how you're gonna give him a fist bump? Okay, fine.
No, not fine. Okay, so let me rage about this. So I blame Kamala Harris even more. And so K-Hive, no, if she does it by definition, it must be great. Oh, she should have hugged Lindsey Graham even more. Look, Lindsey Graham right now, according to another Republican, is trying to steal the election so that Kamala Harris never becomes vice president. That's happening right now. That's not ancient history and they're letting bygones be bygones. He's doing it today. Do you know what it means when he says to the Secretary of State of Georgia? By the way, he's not from Georgia, he's from South Carolina, totally different state. He's going to interfere in Georgia to say, don't just throw out the ballots that we think might have issues, throw out every ballot in that county. And if it's a Democratic county, oh, well, what are you gonna do? I guess you have to throw out all the ballots. And the guy explains to him that's illegal. I can't throw out valid ballots because you want Trump to win. So I can't believe it turns out we found it. We found the one honest Republican in the country, happens to be the Secretary of State for Georgia. And he's not on our side. He's been like, he's a Trump supporter. He doesn't agree with us on any other issue. He's just saying, I'm not gonna lie and cheat and steal and commit crimes on your behalf, and I'm not gonna enable you to do it, Lindsey Graham. And as Kamala Harris knows that, I don't know if Lindsey Graham had his fist out like a mile before the video, right? But in the video, you can see it for yourself. Kamala Harris has her fist out first, right? Look, watch. And then he goes and meets it. So like, hey, way to try to rob the election and steal it from us. A way to end democracy. No, the reason I can't stand it, guys, is because apparently it's all theater. And we tell you that on the Turks all the time. But there's an excellent example of it. Oh, golly gee, I don't want Kamala Harris to be vice president. They're such a danger to the country. Fist bump. Oh, Lindsey Graham's trying to steal the election. Oh, fist bump. Why? Because they don't actually care about any of it. It's kabuki theater, okay? The only people they care about is people inside the club. So it's not Democrats versus Republicans, it's Democrats and Republicans versus the rest of us. And that's a perfect example of it. But another one here, let's show the Feinstein picture. Feinstein huffing and puffing, oh, Amy Coney Barrett, I can't believe it. And then at the end of the hearing, she says, oh, this is the greatest hearings we've ever had. Thank you so much, Lindsey Graham. And then she goes in the middle of coronavirus without a mask, goes and hugs Lindsey Graham like, oh, you did such a great job of putting a Republican on the Supreme Court. I love that it's 6-3 now. When I tell my voters I care about pro-choice, I'm lying. When I tell them I care about the Affordable Care Act, I'm lying. When Kamala Harris says, oh, I'm gonna fight for you guys, I'm lying. What I'm doing instead is bear hugs to the Republicans because they're my actual friends, because we're all the elite together. So I have no interest in any of it. Screw Lindsey Graham, but Kamala Harris, I know, by the way, why does she do it? You're saying, I mean, what the hell? This guy's trying to rob you as you speak. Why do you do it? Not only because of the rules of the club, and by the way, the rules of the club are also that Republicans can rip your face off while fist bumping you, but Democrats have to kiss their ass. I don't agree to those rules, I don't agree. The second reason she's doing it is because the Washington media. We see this and we're disgusted by it. I guarantee you that not all of you, because some of you watch CNN and read New York Times and listen to the whispers of NPR, and oh, that's so great. It's comity, C-O-M-I-T-Y. It's a comedy of errors is what it is. And oh my God, it's bipartisanship. So they will all love this. We hate it, 80% of you will hate it. But people in Washington are like, oh, Kamala Harris, oh, you're so great for working with Lindsey Graham, even though he's a potential criminal who tried to actually rob you. But more important than you, he tried to rob all of us, because we're the voters. We're the ones who are theoretically supposed to be in charge. And we try to put you in charge instead of Donald Trump because we loathe that guy. Meanwhile, you're happily fist bumping his top ally who appears to be a criminal. Will they bring him up on any kind of charges?
Nope.
Of course not, it's the club.
Nope.
No, everybody's above the law and that's why they love each other. It's the rest of us that they kick down nonstop to. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.